Hello, my friends. This is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. The best of the best of the best. There's no equal. 30 plus years of experience in medicine. Today, Dr. B wants to talk to you about how much sugar are you allowed to eat if you want, like Dr. B, to adopt this magnificent ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is also called the keto diet. Keto, to make it short and easy. Ketogenic diet or keto diet. That is a diet in which you are allowed only to have between 20 and 50 grams of sugar per day. It's crazy, right? It's a tiny amount. I remember I'm talking about the net sugar, means sugar coming from the sugar in your coffee, from the fruits, from the hamburger, from the rice, from the everything, right? So basically, it's a tiny amount of sugar, and it is such a tiny amount of sugar that you just cannot eat any bread, any pasta, any hamburger, any pizza. You cannot put sugar in your milk, in your coffee, in your tea, which is excellent. Remember, sugar is poison. Sugar, glucose and fructose, poison, right? And remember that sugar, there is simple sugar and complex sugar, what we call the simple carb, and of course the complex carbohydrate. Simple carbohydrates is like the sugar that you find in your fruit or in honey or in the milk, right? Lactose. It is made of one molecule of glucose and one molecule of galactose. But the complex carbohydrates, amylose, right? Glycogen, amylose, starch. You know starch? That you make bread, rice, pasta, blah, blah, blah. Rice is full of freaking starch, right? Pasta, when you eat the burger, right? The buns, the bread of the burger, the buns are full of freaking starch, right? It's amylose, right? Amylose, right? So this is hidden sugar because you eat rice, you eat pasta, you eat bread. It tastes so good, and you don't realize that actually it goes into your intestine, becomes digested, and eventually it gets absorbed in the form of glucose. Obviously, it doesn't give you a spike of insulin as fast as if you were eating, for instance, beans, or if you were eating, for instance, whole wheat bread or brown rice, but it doesn't matter. It becomes sugar. And if you are like Dr. B, adopting or trying or thinking about adopting this magnificent diet called the keto or ketogenic diet, then you cannot eat more than 20 to 50 grams of sugar. Now, how do you decide how much sugar is good for you? It just depends how much exercise you do every day, right? Remember the balance of insulin in your blood and adrenaline and noradrenaline, right? You need to keep your insulin very low because insulin builds a lot of fat. Insulin, this hormone produced by your pancreas, loves to produce a lot of fat. But on the other hand, right, your sympathetic nervous system that secretes adrenaline and noradrenaline, they burn fat. So you need to keep these two high. You want to exercise, you want to sweat, you want to have your heartbeat go up, you want to feel hot because you're running, you're biking, you're swimming, you're exercising, you're lifting weight, right? Or you're walking fast, right? Your sympathetic nervous system fight or flight reaction is high. There's a lot of adrenaline produced by your adrenal glands. These two glands, one on the right, one on the left, on top of your kidneys, are producing a lot of adrenaline. The adrenaline goes to your fatty tissue, your adipose tissue, and breaks down the fat. The fat is sent in the blood towards the muscle, right? That's how exercise is the only way to burn fat, right? But if you don't have fat, or you have a little bit, then keep that fat, little bit or no fat, like Dr. B, I have no fat, by not building fat. And how to avoid building fat, to make fat, right, in your love handle, your butt, your hips, your tummy, your belly, right, is by keeping this nasty hormone called insulin very, very low in your blood. And the only way to do that is to zip it and cut all the sugars. So me, I exercise a lot, 2 hours every day. I go to the gym, I run, I do my cardio, and I lift weight. I push a lot of weights. You have to push and lift weight to maintain your muscle mass, right? So there's no other way after a certain age. When you're young, your testosterone is so high that you're going to build muscle, right? But if you're a woman, whether you're a young woman or a certain age woman, your testosterone is 1/10 of a man, you're not going to build muscle. That's why women have way less muscle mass than men, right? Women are more fat and skin, and I'm not saying that badly, but that's why women have such a hard time building muscle, right? Compared to guy, because for the same age they have 1/10 of the testosterone. But as you get older, whether you're a man or a woman, me after the age, I'm 50, but I'm losing testosterone more and more, right? So therefore the only way to keep my mass, my muscle mass, is to push weight, lift weight, and increase my dietary protein. But I need energy. And where is energy? It's in fat, healthy fat, healthy fat. 1 gram of healthy fat has 9 calories, whereas 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of protein, only 4. So there's more than double the amount of calories, energy, in healthy fat than in protein and sugar. So I cut completely my sugar to way less than 50 every day by not eating any fruits, not eating freaking bread, rice, pasta, blah, zero. But on the other side, so I decrease my insulin, I'm not building fat, but because I need energy, I have increased my dietary protein intake to about 35% of my calories, and the rest is healthy fat. And the healthy fat comes from nuts, walnut, peanut, and of course pistachios, and of course almonds. And I love to eat a lot of peanut butter. I'm not advertising anything, I'm hiding the brand. Here you go, 100% peanut butter. Massive amount of calories, but the calories come from healthy fat and protein. There is no sugar. There is only 1 gram, pay attention to this, only 1 gram of sugar for every serving. Whereas for every serving, there is 8 grams of proteins, and my God, 14 grams of healthy fat. Think about that, peanut butter. I eat this, a lot of this, right? But minimum is 1 tablespoon in the morning, 1 tablespoon in the afternoon, 1 tablespoon at night, minimum. I eat way more than that. Brings me all the vitamin, nutrients, antioxidant. Peanut butter full of resveratrol. The same resveratrol antioxidant you find in red wine and red grapes, I find it in peanut. Stay away from wine. The alcohol is the poison in wine, right? No wine. Who still drinks wine? I don't understand. Anyone who is messing up his brain gonna get dementia by putting alcohol in their body. It's a poison. A lot of resveratrol. The same antioxidant in red wine and red grape, I find it here. But with only 1 gram of sugar. Imagine if you drink red grape because it has a lot of freaking vitamins, mineral, resveratrol. The problem is that in 1 cup of red grape, you get 20 grams of sugar in just 1 single tiny cup of red grape or green grape. Grape is just high sugar, right? Bananas, high sugar. Apple, high sugar, right? And of course, I'm not advertising any brand, right? Forget about it. Look at these nuts. Huge amount of dietary fibers, healthy carbs, dietary. This is not sugar. I'm talking about dietary fibers, right? So I get only, look at this, total sugar per serving only 1 gram, just like my peanut butter. Look at this. This is superfood. Guys, this is not food. This is superfood that I can eat, and it gives me huge amount of calories, but healthy calories from protein and from fat, so I can go to the gym 2 hours a day, no exception, push the weight, lift the weight to maintain my mass muscle. At the same time, it's full of proteins, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, any cuts or things you need for your body and metabolism. It is in nuts and tea and coffee and chocolate. And I mixed, of course, pure protein powder, right? Morning that I have, plus in the evening when I come back from my gym, with pure cocoa powder, protein powder, no sugar, no nothing, right? So I get enough calories from the proteins and from my fat, healthy vegetable fats, right? No freaking fat, animal fat, right? That's saturated fat. That's nasty. So I can maintain my level of sugar, my intake of sugar, to less than 50, while having enough energy to go to the gym to maintain my mass muscle. So remember, you need to keep your insulin low, because freaking insulin is it's a curse. It's a nasty curse that builds fat, and you need to keep your adrenaline and noradrenaline, this fight or flight reaction, right? When you run, you bike, and you exercise, you swim, you push weight, and this is this sympathetic nervous system that is making you sweat. Your heartbeat is high, your blood pressure goes up, because you are discharging huge amount of adrenaline and noradrenaline, and therefore burning fat. There's no other way to burn fat, guys, right? If you have fat, you need to burn it. So you need to exercise. If you do not have fat, then keep your insulin low so that you don't build fat, right? So keep exercising and keep eating healthy. Means zip the mouth and eliminate all sugars from your life, like I am doing. Only 50 grams, right? And I showed you there's only 1 gram in every portion of peanut butter, 1 gram in every portion of almonds. If you take healthy avocados, right, there are some fruits that you can eat if you are on the keto diet, because they have barely any sugar. 1 avocado, think about that, has only 2 grams of sugar. 2 grams. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. 2 grams only, right? So make sure you pay attention when you buy something, a food, when you eat food. You pay attention to the total carbohydrates, total, and make sure that you differentiate the net carbohydrates, which is also called sugar, from the dietary carbohydrates, which is dietary fibers, right? It's healthy. Dietary fibers are very healthy. So total carbs contains dietary fibers, which is very healthy, like in peanut butter and in these freaking almonds and walnuts, lot of dietary fibers. I get 5 grams of dietary fibers from these freaking almonds per serving. 5 grams of dietary fibers, only 1 gram of sugar. Isn't that crazy? Same thing for the peanut, right? Massive amount of dietary fibers, massive amount of healthy fat, but tiny 1 gram of sugar. Sugar in some labels is also called net carbohydrate, so be careful. Whether they label it net carbohydrate or sugar, you want to keep this as low as possible so that it doesn't go in your blood and stimulate your pancreas, this gland behind your stomach, just in front of your spine, to give you insulin in your blood. You want to maintain your insulin at the lowest level and exercise every day so that you keep your adrenaline and noradrenaline during these 2 hours, 1 hour of running, half an hour this, at the highest level, right? So that you burn that fat, so that you break down the fat, send it to the muscles, and the muscles have the energy. So the energy for my muscles doesn't come from sugar. It comes from the healthy fat, right? And that's how I'm able to maintain no fat under my chin. Look, no fat under my eyes, no fat in my belly, no fat under my skin, no love handle fat, no freaking fat in my hips or in my butt, right? I have absolutely no fat. And I'm an expert in medical imaging. If I go to the clinic, I take the ultrasound probe, right? I put it on my belly. There's no fat inside my belly, what we call visceral fat. There's no fat under my skin, right? I check my heart. It looks like a baby. No fat around my heart. No fat around my kidneys. No fat inside my liver, right? What we call steatosis, right? Fatty liver, freaking fatty liver. 30% of Americans suffer from fatty liver. It's a nasty disease, right? Where you have fatty liver. 30% of Americans suffer from fatty liver, right? You have alcoholic fatty liver because drinking too much beer and alcohol. Alcohol goes in the liver, becomes fat. And of course, overeating, right? Indulging on food that gives you fatty liver, right? It's a disaster. And then it becomes fibrosis, and then you develop hepatitis, then you develop cirrhosis, then cancer. It's crazy what people do to themselves for this pleasure of eating carbs, rice, pasta, fruits, all these beans and everything, right? I mean, beans are healthy, but you need to eat a little bit after a certain age because they give you bloating and farting, and it's too much carb in beans, so it's not allowed for me because I'm on the keto diet. I can eat avocados, as I said, only 1 gram of sugar. I can eat berries, strawberries, raspberries, gooseberries, blah, 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 but I cannot eat a banana. In one banana, you have 20 grams of freaking sugar. One banana, right? 90 calories, right? In one apple, you have 20 grams of sugar. 60 calories in a tiny little apple like that. 60 freaking calories, and most of which come from the 20 grams of sugar, right? Obviously, it's okay when you're young, right? When you're young, just go ahead, be my guest, just like myself. When I was younger, up to my mid-40s, my God, I used to eat like there's no tomorrow. Anything, and I would burn them. My testosterone was high. I could be going to the gym morning, afternoon, evening, weekends, all the time, swimming, biking, hiking, exercising, lifting heavy weights. But as you get older and your testosterone goes down, especially women after menopause, right? You need to zip it because you don't have the same energy as when you were a kid going biking, hiking, playing basketball, and then soccer, and then this, that, so you have to zip it. There's no other option. Otherwise, you're just killing yourself slowly but surely. And then you get diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Then you're going just down the drain until you turn 60, 65, and you realize, my God, then you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer. It's crazy what people do to themselves, and I don't get it. And I don't get it because it's really not worth it. It's just not worth it, destroying yourself for the pleasure of eating a burger, for the pleasure of eating freaking pasta. But you're 55, you're 50, you're 60, you're 70. You already have a belly, you have love handle, you got... When are you going to realize that you need to stop doing that, right? When are you going to wake up? Are you going to wake up when you're having a stroke? Are you going to wake up when you have a heart attack? Are you going to wake up when they diagnose you for cancer? Your life is ruined. Your retirement is gone. All this hard work you put, all this energy you put, all this investment of your money and blah, 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 so that you can go to, I don't know, Thailand, Asia, Philippines, Brazil, Mexico, build your dream retirement and spend the 30 more years with your wife, right? Enjoying retirement, or your husband, grandkids, blah, blah, blah. 30 more years of retirement you have ahead of you. And you have all this money that you're not going to be enjoying, right? Because you have dementia, you had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's crazy what people do because of overeating, right? So zip your mouth means, believe me, you don't have to skip any meals. You don't have to fast. Don't listen to these idiots that I see in many of these websites telling you, oh, you need to fast. You need to skip lunch or dinner or breakfast or this. You need to fast 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I mean, it's crazy what these people are advising. You don't need to do that. I swear to God, there is no scientific evidence to prove that fasting will make you better, will make you healthier. Skipping a meal will make you healthier. You don't have to resist those cravings. You don't have to. I swear to God, I never resist any craving. I eat only one time. It's my breakfast, 3 eggs, some fat-free, sugar-free yogurt, right? When I say sugar-free, I mean no sugar added, right? Milk and, of course, yogurts do have sugar, the natural sugar. That's why I eat only 1 tablespoon, right? And I have a protein powder that I mix with cocoa. So I have a decent, simple, small amount of breakfast. My lunch, most of the time, I don't have the time because I have patience, so I skip my lunch. If I have the time, 10 minutes, then it's nuts. All right, tomato paste, all right, peanut butter, my God, this is so good for your lunch, with some coffee, tea, decaf. I get every freaking vitamins, mineral, everything, protein, healthy fat that are imaginable, right? Obviously, I take my supplement of calcium, vitamin D, 1 little supplement, not more, of multivitamins, and 1 supplement of fish oil, right? To get my EPA and DHA, right? And that's it. And in the afternoon, when I come back before going to my gym, if I have a craving, right, then I have a little fistful of walnuts. Pure protein and healthy fiber, 1 gram of sugar only. And I chew, right? I have some tea. I go to the gym, right? And I come back in the evening, right? After my gym, I have my protein, right? Nice, beautiful, healthy protein. It's either pea protein or collagen protein or, of course, whey protein. No anything else. No artificial sweetener, no nothing. Pure 100% protein. I mix it with pure 100% cocoa powder. No sugar, nothing. Not processed with alkali. And I have it. It's very bitter, right? There's no sugar, no nothing. It's very bitter, but it's like coffee. And you eat it natural, healthy, unprocessed food, right? And then after that, I have a craving, and I take walnuts. The same bags I buy, but they contain walnuts, pistachios, right? Right? The same. I have a nice big fistful of walnuts. My God, why would you resist your craving? Do not do that. You're sitting in front of the TV, you're craving food, right? Don't resist it, because you cannot resist. The brain is going to win. Any type of these diets where they tell you to skip a meal, to fast for 12 hours, fast for 24. There was that idiot telling people to fast for 2 days. That if you fast for 2 days, your memory is going to get better. You're going to cleanse your heart. You're going to cleanse your kidneys. You're going to have no cancer. All this BS that people claim without any scientific proof. The scientific proof is that you do not need to diet, you do not need to skip a meal, right? You do not need, all you need to do is lower the amount of calories. So that at the end of the day, you don't have all this freaking huge amount of calories from carbs, right? And of course, you need to keep your insulin down and exercise, right? Now, even if you don't exercise, at least don't put your insulin up, means to stop eating sugar, because sugar, glucose, right, is what stimulates your pancreas from giving you this spike of nasty insulin, right? So even if you're a couch potato, at least do not build fat by keeping your insulin low, and then eat healthy dietary fibers, right, with 1 gram of sugar, right, and eat berries, right, berries, strawberries, raspberries, blah blah blah, blackberries are fantastic, and avocados, right. And it's healthy for you. It's going to be great for you. Go get some salmon, right? Some salmon. I don't eat meat anymore. Or eat eggs, right? So freaking healthy eggs. Every day in the morning I have 3 eggs. And I also shampoo my hair with eggs. My point is to say that there is one diet that is working great for me. You have to find out if it works for you. I'm sure it works. It just depends how much active you are. So if you're not very active, then you have to really cut on sugar, like 20 grams per day, 30 grams. So I am pretty active, so I can go up to 50 grams of sugar. And that's a tiny bit, means no more pasta, blah, 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 blah. So you have to try it. You have to see, to experiment for yourself, because everybody is different. Everybody has a different age, different metabolism, different level of testosterone, right? Different capacity to exercise, right? So you have to experiment for a few months. Start the keto diet, cut back on the sugar, and see how much sugar you're eating. It's easy to calculate, right? You have all the portions are listed in every food that you eat, but you have to cut back on all these sweets and everything. You have to completely eliminate them, and that requires willpower. And science have proven that you do not need to resist those cravings for food. You do not need to skip a meal, right? You can eat 10 times per day, as long as at the end of the day, the total number of calories is like that. And that's very achievable by nuts, by almonds, by peanut butter, right? By protein, right? 35% of my calories come from proteins. Proteins, healthy protein, fill you up, right? They fill you up. Now, healthy protein, I get them because I don't eat meat. And I think nobody should eat meat after a certain age. I posted a video about that. But my protein, I get it from powder, protein powder. Now, if you want, eat fish, maybe chicken. Stay away from freaking red meat, especially processed. All this red meat, all this chicken, everything is processed. I posted a video on that. That's why I have cut completely on meat. Because all meats, whether it's fish, chicken, red meat, it's all processed food. It's all full of carcinogen, dyes, pesticide, insecticide. It's nasty stuff, right? So I get my protein from protein powder. And so experiment for yourself. And remember that at the end of the day, whether you ate 1 time, 10 times, 5 times, 3 times, it doesn't matter. What matters, and science has proven, is that at the end of the day, the total amount of calories is low, and that your calories come not from sugar, but from protein and vegetable fat, not animal fat. So then you're going to not only lose your fat like Dr. B, I have 0 body fat, but you're going to maintain your muscle mass if you go to the gym. You will not build up muscle, don't dream, by walking your dog for an hour. It's just not going to happen. I have tons of patients, right, whose only exercise, right, is to walk, and they say, I'll walk 1 hour a day. Okay, But the problem is that you're 60, you're 65, you're 70, you're 75. Walking alone is not going to build you muscle. So as you get older, after the age of 50, as men and women, we lose our testosterone. Women have 1/10. So the tiny little bit that they had compared to the same age man, they lose it even more. And men the same. So as our age advances, you are losing more testosterone. And the only way to do that is increase the portion of protein, the percentage of protein in your overall diet, and of course to push weight, lift weight, to put the muscle under stress. There's no other way except, of course, to shoot up with steroids, anabolizing steroids like these bodybuilders. You see them online. The guy is like 70 years old, white hair. He has absolutely the body of a 20-year-old bodybuilder like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 20. But that guy is going to get prostate cancer. I mean, if that guy doesn't die of a heart attack, a stroke, or a prostate cancer, then who's going to die of a heart attack, a stroke, or a prostate cancer, right? I mean, look at the news. Every year there's another bodybuilder who dies of a heart attack or a stroke, right? So don't do steroid. Don't shoot up with steroid. And testosterone supplementation, the same thing. It gives you prostate cancer. It's a risky situation. That's why I decided to not go with testosterone supplementation. But the urologists, the pharmaceutical industry, keep pushing it on you. Even though testosterone is legal, if it is prescribed by a doctor, the risk of prostate cancer as you get older is huge. I don't want to turn, I'm 50 now. I don't want to turn 70 and be diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's just not worth it. So I will not be buffed up like when I was 20 or 30 because my testosterone is lower, but I'm lean and I maintain my muscle mass. I look like Bruce Lee because I push those muscles. I do push-up, pull-ups, curls, biceps, and back extension and leg press, everything, right? You need to stress the muscle to maintain that muscle. At the same time, you increase your protein amount and you cut back on the carbs. And there's so many ways to have healthy, beautiful food and not have to resist those cravings. Don't resist the cravings. Like me, I eat one good breakfast, but I never resist any craving. If I have a craving, there you go, I grab some nuts, I grab an avocado, I grab an egg, I grab 2 eggs with some tea or coffee. It fills me up, and I have 1 fluid ounce of olive oil or walnut oil. That's it, I'm full. That's it, because it cuts your hunger. Remember that proteins and vegetable fat, they cut your hunger. That's it, I'm done for another 3 hours. Let's suppose it's a weekend, right? And then in 3 hours, I'm hungry again. It's okay. I'm going to grab a fistful of pistachios. And I have another tea, right? No caffeine after 12 o'clock, a tea or coffee. So many vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, right? And with another walnut oil, right? Or a big tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. That's it. My hunger is cut. At the end of the day, when I go to bed, I had only that much calories. Because I go to the gym, I burn all the calories, right? And all the food that I eat, it's just not a huge amount, right? Like I would sit down and eat 2 burgers and a fry like the good old days, and then order a pizza and then have an ice cream and then a chocolate cake and then this and then, oh, let's order again another pizza coming, or oh, let's go to that. I mean, it's crazy how I used to eat. But I cannot do that anymore. But I can easily cut, and you can do too. You can cut your hunger easily by these simple remedies. Remember, almonds, peanut butter has to be natural, right? No sugar, no salt, no hydrogen. This is pure 100%. Peanut butter. There's nothing else in it. It's peanut butter, no sugar, no salt, no hydrogen. Don't put salt in your freaking food. It's poison, right? Don't put sugar in your peanut. It's poison. Don't do that. And then you're going to see your craving is gone, because proteins and dietary healthy vegetable fat, they cut your hunger. Have 2 avocados with an egg and a tea and a coffee. That's it. You're done for 3 hours. Let's suppose it's the weekend. And then you're hungry again. Don't resist the hunger. grab a fistful of almonds and eat it with another tea. My God, you are getting so many vitamins, minerals, dietary fibers, right? That you don't need fruits anymore. High freaking calorie fruits. I mean, don't forget, fruits are full of freaking calories and sugar, right? As I said, one banana, 90 calories, 20 grams of sugar. When I was young, I used to eat 10 bananas a day. 2 with my breakfast, and then driving work, another one, and then at lunch, 2 bananas with an apple and a big glass of orange juice. My God, orange juice, I used to drink orange juice daily, morning, afternoon, evening. Massive amount of sugar in orange juice, right? It's just full of freaking sugar. Right? Natural sugar, right? But it's sugar, for God's sake. Even if it's natural sugar, it's not your table sugar. Where do you think table sugar comes from? Like my sister, she doesn't know. Well, the table sugar comes from sugar cane or sugar beet. So it's natural. It's the same thing that any other fruit, right? It's the nasty, poisonous stuff, which is great when you're young. But after a certain age, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I love you. I will always be there for you. Remember, Dr. B has taken the Hippocratic oath to put your benefit above mine. I will never betray my Hippocratic oath. I will never tell you anything that has not been proven by the scientific evidence. Like I just told you, that you absolutely don't need to skip a meal or to fast, regardless of all these crazy schemes that they come. One tell you need to fast one entire day every week, the other one, they have absolutely no proof about what they are saying. All they care about is the clicks and the subscribe to my channel, buy that product that I'm selling you, blah, blah. It's all fake stuff, but Dr. B is always authentic, always real. I'll never, ever, ever lie to you. And I keep in touch with the medical literature, latest scientific health knowledge that I get from the 8 high-level medical journals that I receive every month to my at home. So I will never BS you. I will never lie to you. I will never put my interest above yours. I will never sell you anything that is fake, anything that is a lie, anything that has not been proven by your scientific evidence, guys. And obviously, regardless of your gender, ethnicity, race, blah, 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 I will always, always be there for you until, God willing, I reach 100 years old. I am now 50. I will never retire, be always there for you. God willing, we will age gracefully together. But you can do it, whether you do the keto diet that I just described or the carnivore. I don't do the carnivore diet because I don't eat meat. But if the carnivore diet is good for you, okay. The problem is then you eat meat, which is processed food and blah, blah. I posted a video about that. But I think the keto diet, low carb and high protein, is a fantastic diet. You have to adapt it to your own age, to your own metabolism, to your own condition. Are you an athlete? Are you not an athlete? Do you exercise? Do you not exercise? How old are you? Because you're going to need a different amount of sugar based on how old you are and how much you exercise. If you are able, if you are young, a certain age, and you exercise a lot, then you can allow yourself more sugar because you're going to burn it very quickly. Your insulin's not going to spike, and you're not going to build fat. So do the self-experimentation whenever you adopt any diet that is low sugar, whether the keto diet or the carnivore diet. Make sure that you do self-experimentation like I did. The keto diet is fantastic for me. Please get back to me if you have any question, comment down there. Regardless of your gender, ethnicity, race, whether you're a man, female, in between, black, white, Latino, I don't give a cat. So regardless of your politics, whether you're Democrat, Republican, independent, I'm an independent, politically speaking. And whether you are this or that, and I really don't give a cat. So I love you. I give you a big hug the same way I give a big hug to every one of my patients before they leave my exam room. And God willing, I talk to you in the next video. Put your question, comment, any katso you want to ask. I will get back to it. It might take time because I'm so busy at work at the clinic. I work 8 to 10 hours. I will never give it up, and I will keep working until I'm 100 years old and I die peacefully with you in my bed. We will die, God willing, peacefully in our bed, in our sleep at the age of 100. If you follow my recommendation, I swear to God, for the next 50 years, I will be with you. God bless you, and I give you a big hug like my patients, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.